Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are across this great wide world of ours. Um, I did a video yesterday, but I'm going to do another video today. Many of you know I'm working on a nonprofit called North America's Safe and Clean Water. And part of this is I just finished my uh, uh, energy law, environmental, excuse me, my uh, environmental energy law certificate from Texas A&M, and I have been fascinated because my research has been always working on droughts, especially my book on droughts on the reservation, the COVID and the effect on the reservations, but particularly American Southwest, and particularly even the Ohio Valley concerning water, because like in Ohio Valley, uh, major cities that get their water supply from the Ohio River, or if we go are like Pittsburgh, Portsmouth, Cincinnati, Louisville, Evansville. And if you got a major spill that would cause ramifications that were we could not get the water supply for like 5 or 7 days, and they'd have to shut the intake down throughout all those cities. This could put a strain on the infrastructure within the Ohio Valley. Coincidentally, the same thing can happen with the Colorado River, and especially they're more prone to drought and water appropriations due to agriculture. So part of the issue that becomes out of that is the fact that uh, the issue with appropriation in like the Colorado River, for instance, cities that count on the supply of uh, water there are, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Los Angeles, just to name a few. So in both these cases, both of the riverways, a consequences, an environmental consequence could have an impact or displacement of large parts of the population. So with that said, I've been working on. I just finished a paper on the groundwater, the biggest groundwater assessment or groundwater, uh, and that goes through Texas. I don't forget, which is goes through the upper and lower plains. And at the time the XL pipeline was going through, if they hit a major spill on that, that could contaminate the groundwater through that area. In that area grows a lot of corn, rice, wheat, and could have an agricultural impact on the groceries and everything else like that. But I was doing some other information that I found interesting was that um, New Mexico and Arizona lacking clean and safe water due to the fact of pollution with minerals and from all the mining. And this is one reason that I want to start this, because we need to be aware of this. Right now we're in the middle of winter, major snowstorm. The last thing people want to wonder about, what do you mean water, But the tendency when we talk about snow or rain or floods, most of that is wastewater, what I call wastewater, because the only effect that'll have eventually that it'll percolate down in within the groundwater. So if you have a well watered or a cistern, yeah, that helps out with that. But in the picture of that, that's a long term. But in the short term fix, if this would occur like in the summer, and we had a very drought summer, especially like say in the Ohio Valley or typically what's going on out west, then we have issues concerning that. So the issue for me is that we have to make people aware of being to conserve water and to also find ways to protect the water sources they have. Like I said, one of the things that I found interesting was half the households lack the plumbing, and I think that's in my paper, my dissertation, as well as in my book, Drought on the Reservation, lack the plumbing or the infrastructure on Native American lands for water supply. So this becomes an issue in itself because really, when we get into a drought year, there's always prior appropriations that take precedence over other issues, especially when it comes to water. So, in a lot of these reservations, especially in, let's say, New Mexico and into Arizona, have issues where they have to tank in water as well because of the issue is they don't have the infrastructure. And the use of that was the other comment was 50% of the Native Americans lack the plumbing and the necessaries to do that. So one of the issues that I would like to do is to make these issues aware. Now, with global warming, other issues start to emerge when we have more hurricanes. Like right now, we have a major snowstorm. But the issue, because even though it's in the winter months, the concern for safe and clean drinking water is not as big a priority. But when we start getting into the spring, the summer months, that's when these issues become apparent and real issues. So the point I'm trying to make here is that we have to all be aware of our use of water, clean and safe water. Same, basically, the same concept is to be able to preserve or conserve, I should say, and be frugal on our water sources. Some people, like, for instance, like to take 2 showers a day. That is, maybe cut that down. I mean, the instance that I heard, like, that were communities like in California were thinking about, and especially in southern part of Nevada, is people would take showers every other day, water their lawns or water their property every other day, or odd days for odd numbers, even days for even days. So the issue becomes is that we have to be I call it the 2 C's. We have to conserve and be concerned about our water usage. Anyway, this was just a brief video. Please like and subscribe to my videos. You can leave comments at northamericansafewater@yahoo.com. I believe that's on my YouTube page. Also, please, if you're wanting to donate to my nonprofit organization, North America's Safe and Clean Water, because part of what I'd like to do with this is educate school children. And the other issue is a big crust of mine is the plastic water bottles, because really, when I attended a lecture concerning plastics in the oceans and plastics that are, they take a while to biodegrade. So when we put water in a plastic bottle, I have an issue with that, especially if we come up more of for water companies, I think this is an issue, but if we can come up with a better way, or the plastic is something that can be biodegradable, or a product that we can use that becomes biodegradable, or the issue becomes like we used to do, like with Pepsi, and so is move the product within a bottle instead of maybe a recycled bottle. Manufacturer can move water into that, but like I said, I don't know the biotechs about that necessarily, and that's some information that my nonprofit will look into anyway. Anyway, folks, this is a short video, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.